Hey guys, friendly neighborhood gamer man here. Welcome to the channel. Today we'll be reviewing the Yoke and Wheel gaming box from the Buy Stuff store. I think I ordered it only about 3-4 days ago and it's already here, so I'm super excited. Came quickly. And I have my wheel hooked up here. Just took a few seconds actually to plug it into my television. It comes with that 3-foot HDMI cable, which is kind of pointless unless you're connecting it to an arcade inside of an arcade. I already had this gaming pedestal connected with a 15-foot cable, so I just unplugged it, plugged it right in. It took about 30 seconds to get everything going. Now, the instructions didn't mention anything about this wheel. This is a DXN wheel or PXN wheel, just some random wheel. It's okay though. Sticks right on, it's not going anywhere. Cheap plastic here, but it has these kind of rubber sides. They're softer and feels pretty good. I put the pedals right over here in this little hollow area of the cabinet, so it should feel good. I can push them a little further back. I'm also going to test this out for you here on my Mario Kart converted arcade 1-up cab, and we'll test out the Hori wheel, which there are instructions in there for the Hori wheel. So worst case, we'll have that one going. So let's get to it. So guys, I tested it on 2 steering wheels and neither were mapped correctly. I had to figure out which button to use for start, which button to use for A, to get into the configuration menu, and I was able to map it. So once you have the start button, you press start, go to Bluetooth controller mapping, click A on controller mapping, hold down the A button here, and you'll get into the section where you can map your controls. And now just follow the instructions. Hit D-pad up for up, D-pad down for down, left, right. Click pick a button for start, pick a button for select. Then you can probably select on your wheel, depending on what you have, the next at least 6 to 8 buttons. Once you get to buttons that you don't have and that you don't need, you can just hold down any button, and that's the way you skip down to each one. When you get to the very bottom, it'll ask you to pick a hotkey. So usually the hotkey is set to select. So pick select again. And what the hotkey does is it'll enable you to get into RetroArch, and if you press start and select at the same time, that's the way you'll be able to exit a game. So inside the game, the select will act as the hotkey. Outside of the game, in the main menu, it'll act as a different menu button. So basically, to make a long story short, I messed around with this thing for a good hour. Reset it, remapped it, about 5 or 6 times, tested different games, different systems, and it just didn't work at all. Everything was all over the place. The gas pedal never worked. Some games I couldn't start, so it was a complete mess. I tried the Hori wheel afterwards, which is what we'll get to, and it took me about 3 minutes to map it, and everything worked pretty much seamlessly. Just want to show you guys a little bit of gameplay footage here because this is a really cool game. A lot of the Dreamcast games run really well. They look great and they run well. Let's take a look at this and then we'll move over to the Hori wheel. Also, please check the comments because I do have some updated information on this. I spoke to customer service at the Buy Stuff store, and they informed me that this is not the box that would go into the Outrun or Ridge Racer cab. They're working on an updated box that's almost finished, and they might be taking pre-orders, but if you do have this box, it's just $20 for an upgrade. Basically, they have to remap all the games so they work with those buttons, and they're doing that now. So one thing I'm not super happy about is about 4 or 5 games I tried. They were games that I really wanted to play. I was excited about playing those specific games. Didn't work with the wheel. They worked with the D-pad. It was still okay. I was able to hold the wheel in my hand while using the D-pad and still kind of, move it left and right, use the gas and the brake, but it's really not how I wanted to play those games. So I do have a call into customer service to see if there's a fix. By no means does this ruin the product. There's so many good racing games on there, and even if it's never fixed, it's still fine. I can live with it. I have a feeling that it will be doable. I know these guys are working really hard on all the updates, and they're planning more updates in the future, so I have a feeling this can be fixed. Braking gas in reverse, but no big deal. And the steering is really good. That definitely works. That was cool. Sorry about that. Oh, it feels pretty good. I'm playing backwards, guys, so I don't know if I might be able to get to 280 to use the turbo. Hey guys, so just a quick explanation of what I'm doing. This is my Mario Kart Deluxe cab with the Hori Mario wheel. The only thing is, it's facing opposite from this setup where I'm doing the test. I tried to put it directly into the Mario Kart, but this monitor was not accepting the racing box. It wanted me to change the display output, and this monitor is already stuck with all the options behind the bezel, so it would have been really difficult to do. So what I'm doing is playing facing this way with my neck bent backwards and just trying to do the best I can. But now I'm kind of annoyed because these games are so awesome. I was even having a great time doing that, and basically I gotta order a new wheel now. Hey guys, so I hope that review was somewhat helpful for you. I'm actually really excited about this box for 150 bucks. It plays pretty well. I have most of these games already on. I have 4 driving cabs. I have a bunch of Raspberry Pis and PCs and MAME cabinets, but it's a pain in the butt to map these console games. There's a lot of consoles on here. There is some MAME stuff, which is arcade stuff. It's mostly the older stuff like Hang On, Outrun, Off-Road Challenge, which is one of my favorite games, and it looks like it's in high definition, or as close to it as you can get with these old games. I was really impressed. So at first I was kind of pissed off because I was really hoping that this wheel I had would work on it, the DXN or whatever, PXN, whatever crap that's called, and it didn't, and I struggled with it for about an hour. And then I hooked up to the wheel that they recommended, the Mario Kart Hori wheel, and it worked pretty well. I did have to map it, so you'll need some basic knowledge of RetroArch, if you have a Raspberry Pi, or maybe, I don't know if it's supposed to be plug and play out of the box. It definitely wasn't. The gas and brake didn't work. I had to remap everything, but you know, that takes literally 15 seconds. Once you do that, every game I tried except for one worked, and that was a PSP game, which always has issues on every system. You have to do some remapping for those. No big deal. A lot of fun games. I knew it was going to have more console games, and for me, that's what I wanted. I do have a Ridge Racer cab. I bought it on sale. It just arrived. I had my eye on it for a while, but I don't have that much room. I have a lot of other racers. I have all the games on Ridge Racer already, but I have it on a sit-down cab, and I have it with different versions of MAME. They don't quite play the same. And, you know, I love having different controls, you know, the steering wheel with their form of force feedback or rumble. I wanted to check that out. I love the look. And I paid $3.99. I missed a $2.99 sale, but they gave me till January 14th, I think, Best Buy, and they'll match the price if it goes on sale again. So not bad, but I was thinking about modding it, but I won't with this. Now that I see what it is, you would basically lose all those games. So if you're just buying the cabinet to do the mod, their encoder, I think it was 60 or 70 bucks on their site, which is an amazing deal. I already have a Star Wars cab with a new encoder, with a PC, and it has all those games. And with a PC mod, you'll get all the Technoparrot games. You'll get, I have Steam on it, so I can play, you know, I don't play Project Cars, but I play, what is it called? The racing game, F1 is it? 2021, 2022, I forget which one I have, but it's cool. It's a racing game. Wreckfest, I play Wreckfest on it, so you can play newer games. So I don't think I would put this into the Ridge Racer. I don't know if I would recommend that you do it unless you don't like those Ridge Racer games, because you won't get them back here. They have a few Ridge Racer games on this. There's no Ace Driver, but the Ridge Racers on this are console games, so it's definitely not the same. So if you want those games, I wouldn't do that. But with that being said, if you have an Outrun cab and you're sick of the Outrun games, all of the games on Outrun are here, and they are the arcade versions. And they even have some extra Outrun games, like that one, Outrun 2006, that I tried. It didn't work directly on the steering wheel, but I think, you know, that's definitely a possibility to fix that. But for that cab, it's definitely worth it. So I decided to give this another chance, guys. Picked it out of the garbage, set it up again, remapped it, and it does work on a lot of the games, not all of them. Some won't start. Not the game's fault, the steering wheel's fault, but you can't use the pedals. So without the pedals, you can map enough buttons to see for it to work. It just does not like those pedals. Oops. And I actually think this, it's a cheapo steering wheel, and I think you have almost no control of, you know, the rate of acceleration, how much gas you give. It's just stop, go. Because the steering's not bad. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. But I definitely don't recommend it. Buy a little bit of a better wheel. Like the Hori wheel is only 100 bucks. I think I just saw it for 80 yesterday. So I'll just end up getting another one of those. Oh, look at me. Woo! In other news, I actually did this in real life recently and almost fell off of a mountain. Kind of like that. But with my son in the back. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe. Please set the notifications so you can see more of my videos. And if you have any specific questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. If you'd like me to test a certain game, I'll be glad to do that. And hopefully in a week and a half or so, I'll have my new wheel. And maybe I'll do some gameplay videos with some of my favorite games. Until then, rock on.